Hey Eagle fans, it's EaglefanKarl. This is going to be a quick preview prediction video for tomorrow afternoon's game against the Washington Redskins. As the Eagles look to try and get back on the winning ways after a brutal stretch of a couple games here. Let me first of all say why I didn't do a reaction video to last week's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. The team didn't show up for that game, so I figured I wouldn't show up for a reaction video because that was just a pathetic performance. The team just was absolutely, they should give their money back because for what they got paid for that game because they didn't show up. But I'll leave that for another day. That game just got me way too upset. So let's talk about tomorrow afternoon's game against the Redskins. And my attitude about how they played against the Bengals sort of is going to be reflected in what I'm thinking about the game against the Redskins. Specifically, if you remember last week against the Bengals, here's what I said. How hard are they going to be trying? And that's something we really don't know about this team. The team, basically last year, I think they really started to quit on Chip Kelly, but I think that was for other reasons. I think they didn't believe in him and his system and what he was doing. I think this is a little bit different. I think the team has bought a little bit more into what Doug Peterson is doing and trying to support the rookie quarterback. So I think the team will still play, hopefully. And it's that performance against the Bengals last week that really makes it difficult for me to pick this team at all. Until they show me that they've got some fight in them, it really is difficult for me to try and see how this team can win, regardless of what the stats say. Looking at the stats, though, for this particular game, it's sort of really troubling if you look at them, because the Redskins' offense is really good. And the way our defense has been playing of late is not good. So let's look at some of the statistics that really sort of concern me as it relates to this Redskins team. First of all, they're second in overall yardage, they're 10th in points scored, they're second in passing offense, and they're 11th in rushing offense. So they're in the top half of the league in all those statistics. And one of the reasons why they've been so good, especially as it relates to the passing game, is they've been the team that's given up the second least amount of sacks. So they're second in the league in terms of protecting their quarterback. You look at how the Eagles' defense has been playing of late, that is really scary. Quarterbacks have sort of, I think, figured out this defense, and they've recognized all they've got to do is sort of throw those short underneath passes because the cornerbacks are going to play off. The down four linemen aren't going to be able to get enough of a pass rush, and they can just eat up 5 to 10 yard chunks at a time and just move the ball down the field at will. And until Jim Schwartz changes the way he's approaching this game, that's really concerning against a team like the Redskins that's so good with their passing attack, especially when you couple that with the fact that they are really good at protecting the quarterback. Here's a statistic that really jumped out at me. As I was going through the stats, the Eagles' sacks total from 2 weeks ago when we were going into the Packers game is the same as it is today. We've gotten no sacks the last 2 weeks. And if we're not getting pressure on the quarterback, this secondary is not good, and it is going to give up chunks of yards. All of the statistical categories as far as our defense is concerned have taken a tumble in the last couple of weeks, and it's for that reason. We're not getting any pressure on the quarterback, and ultimately our secondary is getting exposed as a result of it. And that's really what concerns me going into this game, is there's really some concerns as it relates to stopping this offense. And our offense is not good enough to get into a shootout. So let's look at the other side of the ball. What do we really need to do? Well, if you look at the Redskins defense, it's not that great. So there is some opportunity for us to move the ball against them. They're sort of just below average across the board. They're 23rd in overall defense in terms of yardage. They're 20th in points scored. As far as the run versus pass breakdown, they're 19th in passing. They're 22nd in rushing. So they're below, like I said, they're below average in every category. They're not absolutely the bottom of the league in any of them. But I think going into this game, if we're gonna win this game, the way we're gonna have to win this game is with a very run-heavy offense. For that reason, hopefully Ryan Matthews will be coming back for this game. Right now, as I understand, he's listed as questionable. So that's sort of a big question mark in this game, is what kind of a running game are we going to have? If we have a running game that can control the ball, sort of take the same approach we have with some other teams that have good offense like the Falcons, and control the ball and control the time of possession and keep their offense off the field, that's really the only way I could see that we would have a shot at winning this game. Another thing that's sort of become problematic for the Eagles is turnovers. The beginning of the season, we were doing a really good job in terms of protecting the ball. We had a very high positive in the turnover differential. That has gone down as the season has gone, so we are now only a +2 in turnovers. So we've really taken a hit on that because we have been not getting turnovers and we've been giving up the ball lately. The Redskins, on the other hand, they're dead even on turnovers this season. So that isn't a statistic to sort of watch. If we continue that trend, then we're absolutely not going to win this game. But if we can figure out a way to hold on to the ball and not turn it over and force the Redskins into some turnovers, maybe work off a short field, that is another possible way that we could win this game as well. But like I said, overall, I do not like this game. I don't like the matchup. I especially don't like the way the team is playing right now. And that's more what all of this is. It's more about how the team is playing right now. If they somehow find it within themselves to play a strong game, I think we can beat the Redskins. They're a beatable team. But right now, the way this team is playing, I just cannot pick them to win a game until they show me that they still have something left in their heart. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Redskins to win this game. My score is going to be Redskins 30, Eagles 17. Let me know below what you think. Do you think that we have a shot at winning this game? Do you think we can actually score some points against the Redskins? Do you think we can hold their offense? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Let me know your prediction. After the game, hey, if the team shows up, I'll show up again for a reaction video. Until then, though, fly Eagles fly.